You know, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Welcome to the Rend Lake College Event Center. The room has been marvelously decorated. Every time I come in here, it just amazes me what this team does to turn this place into a Merry Christmas for all of you. Tonight, we began our evening with the Rend Lake Concert Choir, led by Sarah Allstott-Sanders and accompanied by Brett Gibbs tonight. So let's give them a round of applause. My name is Tony Wild, and I have the pleasure of welcoming you to the 46th annual Rend Lake College Foundation Annual Dinner. If you haven't noticed, we've got a lot going on here at the college. Some of you may have entered through the west doors, and if you did, you are some of the very first people on this campus to walk through those doors. The Banterra Sports Complex, as you can see, is taking shape, and very soon will reach its completion. But no matter what door you used, you may have ran into the CEO students of this year's Jefferson County CEO at the coat check. Where's my CEO students? Are they here? They're ravaging your coats right now, but they will be joining us soon, and we sure thank them and appreciate them being a part of tonight's festivities. There's a couple of other thank yous that I want to begin tonight with, and this is in no particular order, but People's National Bank and Eggemeyer and Associates, they have a long-time partnership with the foundation, and specifically this dinner, and frankly, the dinner would not take place without them, and to both of you, to both of your organizations, thank you for being a part of tonight. Speaking of partnerships, the foundation has operated autonomously for many years, but the sole purpose of our organization is to serve the college and the students here at Rend Lake. We're so thankful for a great partnership of the administration of the college that makes our work so harmonious together. Lori and your team, we thank you so much for that partnership that has been around for a long time, but it's in great position, and we sure appreciate it. Thank you. I know many of the members of her administration are here, as well as many of our college employees and staff. If you are an administrator, staff, or faculty member of Rend Lake College, could you please raise your hand? Look around, folks. That's great support. I see many of our Rend Lake College trustees are also here. If I call your name, I'd ask you to raise your hand. Larry Manning, who is our chairman, Brian Doris, John D. Aiken, Henry Minert, he's our student trustee. Give them a round of applause. Hope I haven't missed any of the trustees, that'd be bad. You know, the foundation has many community members from all 4 or 5 counties that we serve, and many of them are here tonight. I'd like to introduce them, and when I do, would you please raise your hand? Mary Ellen Aiken, Hunt Bonin, Wes Shum, Randall Dauby, Dr. James Wittenauer, Will Davis, Pat Kern, Greg Barnard, Trish Reed, Stephen Tate. We have some emeritus that will be with us tonight, Dr. Charles Rowe and Randy Rubenacker. Give them a round of applause. We had a few other special guests that were scheduled to be here tonight. I'd like to introduce them. Illinois State Senator Terry Bryant. Terry, she's on her way. When she does, I'm going to make her raise her hand. Illinois State Representative Dave Severin. He's here. Judge Jerry Kreisel. He's on his way. And the mayor of Benton, Lee Messersmith. On his way. I mean, listen, this thing said 625. I mean, come on. Speaking of raising our hand, if you're an alumnus of Rend Lake College and you're here tonight, would you also raise your hand? Look around. And just because I don't think we've caught everybody in the room, if you've ever taken a class at Rend Lake College and you've earned credit for that class, would you raise your hand? You know, this exercise of raising your hand is going to be important later as we auction off a painting that Natalie Hensley is currently painting right now. So you're going to get it tonight, hot off the press, as an original, one-of-a-kind piece of art. So that raising your arm, we're going to get back to that, okay? Tonight we're getting an opportunity to recognize a couple of outstanding alumnus that you're going to hear from after dinner. Our student spotlight tonight, holy cow. When you hear from her, I can tell you the many health organizations that are here tonight are going to be lined up with an employment contract. Honestly, we're so thankful for all of you being here tonight. It is awesome to be in a room filled with people that have a common belief, a common interest in a genuine cause of Rend Lake College. It is a worthy and needed piece in this community. And I'd ask you tonight, as you converse over dinner, maybe you may ask some of the folks at your dinner table what got them involved, maybe in being here tonight or helping support this great organization. As we move towards dinner, I want to share with you that tonight your meal is going to be served at your table by members of the Rend Lake College Culinary Art Club. At this time, I'm going to ask Mary Ellen Aiken to come share the blessing for this evening.
Good evening. Would you please bow your heads? Dear God, we give thanks for this time when we can all be together, united in our love for you, and united in our commitment to Rend Lake College. We are thankful for the blessings you have allowed us to share with Rend Lake College students, faculty, staff, administration, and community. We ask a blessing on the food prepared for us this evening as we enjoy conversation around the tables in this beautiful setting. Christmas is a wonderful season of celebrating the birth of Jesus. Bless each one here with the joy of a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Amen.
good evening. I'm so glad that you all could make it tonight. I've gotten to go around and meet most of you, and I love seeing familiar faces, and it's even better when we have new people join us. So thank you very much for making time out of your night. Tonight, we have the privilege of recognizing two extraordinary individuals, an uncle and a nephew, who represent the very best of what it means to serve with skill, compassion, and unwavering dedication. Both began their journey right here at Wren Lake College. Dr. Jerrold Willis graduated in 1971, and Dr. Ryan Willis followed proudly in 1991. From Wren Lake College, they continued on to Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, and then to Southern Illinois University School of Medicine. What makes their story so meaningful isn't just where they went, but where they chose to return. Many of our graduates leave Southern Illinois to pursue opportunities elsewhere, and that's perfectly understandable. But when someone does choose to come back, when they bring world-class training, high-level medical expertise, and a heart for service back home to a rural community, our entire region is elevated. And when two such people come back from the same family with the same passion for patient care, the difference they make is nothing short of remarkable. These two men, quite simply, are the best of the best. Their commitment to their profession has changed lives and saved lives. Their top priority has always been exceptional care, the kind that treats not only the diagnosis, but the whole person. The response from our community to tonight's recognition has been overwhelming. Health professionals, neighbors, former patients, colleagues, everyone was eager to share their stories, gratitude, and respect for these two individuals. That outpouring says everything. It speaks not only to their mastery of the medical field, but of their goodness, their kindness, and quiet humanity they carry into their workday every day. On a personal note, I want to briefly share something that reflects who these men are behind the scenes. When my own son was diagnosed with cancer at age 17, it was Dr. Ryan Willis who read his emergency ultrasound. It was a Saturday morning. It was during the height of COVID. He was covered up with work and could have easily said the report would have to wait. Instead, he saw my husband in the hallway at the hospital and said, "I won't leave today until I read ACE's report." And he did. That level of compassion and urgency is not something you can teach. It simply is who he is. Now, Dr. Jerrold Willis may not have read ACE's ultrasound that day, but he played his own very important role years earlier with my son, who was 8 and going through a major growth spurt. I'm not sure if you remember this, but we were at a fundraiser sitting at the same table with Dr. Jerrold, and out of nowhere, my son, who was 8, reached over and started eating the food off of Dr. Jerrold's plate. The food he hadn't finished, and I was horrified, and I wanted to find a hole and bury myself in it. And he said, "If that kid's gonna keep growing, he probably needs to eat more than I do." So really, if you think about it, Dr. Jerrold Willis was there to support his nutritional health at a very young age. But I do actually remember Ace have a follow-up scan, and you did read his scan along with Dr. Ryan, so I appreciate that. But as we all know, one can't do this alone. The hours, the emotional weight, the precision required, it takes a strong, supportive family. behind the scenes. Their families have encouraged them, understood them, and made sacrifices alongside of them. Their success is a shared success. And they haven't only cared for patients, they've also educated and mentored countless of students entering the radiology field, even our Rend Lake College students that you'll hear from later. With patience and grace and with high expectations, they've raised the bar for everyone around them and shaped the next generation of healthcare. Their impact extends far beyond the exam room. It lives on in many students they have trained and thousands of patients whose students will go on to serve. Tonight we honor two men who could have gone anywhere but chose home, Southern Illinois. Two men whose journey began at Rend Lake College and who returned to this community to lift it higher. Please join me in celebrating Dr. Jerrold Willis and Dr. J. Ryan Willis, exceptional physicians, outstanding alumni, and remarkable humans who have made Southern Illinois healthier, stronger, and a better place.
Well, good evening. How do I top that? That's a great name. Thank you so much. It really is my honor to accept this award tonight. To be recognized by a place that helped shape the very foundation of my education and my career really is both humbling and deeply meaningful. So thank you. And I know that everyone that gets an award like this will say they're surprised to receive it. And I'm sure they mean it to one degree or another. But thanks to Amy and her staff, they were determined that I would definitely mean it when I say I was surprised to receive this award. Thanks to a large part of scheming and planning with my wife Tara and the Radiology Department at Crossroads Hospital, they made the surprise announcement a real thing. So thank you for that. Yeah, it's I'm not much more for surprises, but this is pretty special, and I was happy to be part of it. So it was really nice. I just want to take a moment to recognize my family here with me tonight. Amy mentioned my family. My wife, Tara, of 30 years, is here. She's also a Rend Lake College graduate. My daughter, Lauren, she flew in from Houston, Texas. Her husband plays in the NFL for the Houston Texans, and she's living there this season. He's got a game on Sunday, so we'll give him a pass for not being here tonight. My son, Luke, drove from Lexington, Kentucky, where he lives. He's a high school football coach and history teacher. His fiancee, Reese, is here. She's also a Rend Lake College graduate, most recent one. She's from the nursing program this past spring. My son, Gabe, drove from Lexington, Kentucky as well, where he's a freshman in a combined history and law program at the University of Kentucky. We have my cousin, Chip, and his wife, Heather, from Benton, and Heather's also a Rend Lake College graduate. And last but not least, my mom, Jackie, is here tonight, also from Benton. So it's really meaningful for them to be here tonight with me, so thank you. As you may have recognized by now, I tend to talk fast. It's part of my nature and part of my job. As I dictate reports each day, the faster the words come out, the faster reports get done, and the more patients I can take care of. So I'm going to try to slow down. I'll do my best, but it'd be really helpful the next few minutes if you can listen fast. That would make it even much better for us. Now, when I first stepped onto campus in 1989 as a 17-year-old freshman, I was full of hope and determination and with the goal of going to medical school and ultimately becoming a physician. And my dad was very instrumental in that pursuit. He was always there to encourage me and motivate me. If I ever thought of another career path or thought something else would be better, he was always there to motivate me and say that no, medicine is the right choice. I must admit there were some very long years of studying medical school and some long 36-hour days in my internship here that had me thinking just really all worth it. But Dad, as he usually was right, and so I'm grateful to be able to practice medicine for the past 28 years now. And Rend Lake College really, it was a starting point for all of this and really more of a launching pad. I learned lessons in my 2 years here through my work and my studies that carried me through the long journey to become a physician. I was slated to play baseball here when I first enrolled. I had a pretty good sports career at Benton High School, Southside MP of baseball my senior year, all-state player, but I decided that it was probably best to hang up the cleats and focus on my studies and my work. And so I went to class during the day, and then I worked an evening shift at a local coal mine repair shop called Coal Age in Whittington. And my grandpa, Jerrold Willis, actually owned that. That's where I worked in the evening time. And so this taught me a lot of things. It taught me time management skills. It taught me dedication, determination. And it also inspired me to keep furthering my education, because the men that I worked with at the shop, they were machinists, welders, mechanics. They had hard physical labor, hard jobs each day, and so it had a motivating effect on me to keep going to school and keep furthering my education. And Randall College provided a great foundation for my education and my transfer to SIU Carbondale my junior and senior years. I remember wondering as I transferred if I was really ready for the 300 level and 400 level classes we take in like biochemistry or human physiology. I wondered if I would be able to keep up with the students who've been on campus already for 2 years. But it didn't take long for me to realize that the foundation I had here was all I needed to more than succeed at SIU. I had a great foundation here. It made the transfer much better than I expected and much smoother, thanks to all the good things that went on here at Rend Lake. Now, I did take many of my core sciences here. I took inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry, physics, things of that nature, and those things are tested heavily on the medical college admission test. Many of my classmates in medical school went to prestigious four-year universities, or they had high-level academic colleges they went to, but I can say with confidence that Rend Lake College provided equal level of education if you're willing to put in the work. If you're willing to put forth the work, this place has all that you offer. I tell local students all the time, if you're willing to put forth effort, you can do whatever you want to out of here if you're willing to put forth the work. And so I'm grateful for that opportunity here all these years later that Rend Lake provided. And so, as Amy said, I was accepted into SIU School of Medicine my senior year of college, enrolled the following fall semester. I thought I knew how to prepare for exams and take tests, but I didn't. It's a whole new level of medical school. The amount of material you've got to master in a short period of time was far beyond what I had done before. But I found myself relying on the work ethic and resilience that I developed here at Rend Lake to get me through. Medical school seemed to take a lifetime to complete, while at the same time it was over in a flash. Before I knew it, it was my senior year, and I had to decide what specialty I was going to practice, what was I going to be. And so I thought a lot about orthopedic surgery, cardiology. I could see myself doing those. I love those both. I still see myself doing those. But there was one field that had the leg up on all the rest, and obviously it was radiology. Having firsthand knowledge into all the ins and outs of radiology, the good and the bad, was invaluable in my decision-making process. Having such a close, trusted, and loved family member like Jerry, being a radiologist, it made all the difference for me in my decision-making process. I'm quite certain if Jerry was an oncologist, an ophthalmologist, or any other specialty, I'd probably be one too, except for psychiatry. I'd have to separate myself from that. I am not cut out for that. And this is no pun intended, but Tara can attest to this. In medical school, my psychiatry clerkship literally almost drove me crazy. It did. I'm not cut out for it. But Jerry's a great radiologist, an even better person, and it's been a real blessing to practice him for the past 23 years here in Southern Illinois. And I think it's perfect that we're out here together tonight. I think it's really nice. So I chose radiology as my specialty, and then you have to go through the application process and the interview process to find a place to train, to find a place to do your residency training. And some specialties are more difficult to get into than others. And so when I applied, radiology, orthopedic surgery, and dermatology were the three most competitive to find a spot. Today those are still demanding, but also specialties like plastic surgery and ENT are also competitive. And so the typical strategy for applying to residency for medical students is to pick 3 places that you love to go to but may not be able to get into, may not make it. Pick 3 places you'd be happy to go to and have a really good shot at getting in. And then pick 3 places that you know you're going to get in, and it's a backup. In case those others don't fall through, you've got something to fall back on. And so I followed that strategy. I picked places in the Midwest and the Southeast that I thought would be fairly close to home for me to train. And so I interviewed at 10 places, from the University of Iowa in the north to the University of Alabama and Tennessee in the southeast, and went through the process. But my top spot, the best place that I thought I could train, was Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. It was far and away better than any of the other places that I had a shot at. And so, but I just wasn't sure how competitive I would be coming from a small state school. I didn't know how I would stack up against the other guys and gals. And so I went through the process, but the Lord blessed me. The Lord blessed me. I had a great interview process, and somehow I found favor in their sight. After all the interviews were done, the program director called me and told me I was their top pick, and I had my choice of place to do my internship here. And I was blown away. I could not believe it. How could a guy like me, a redneck from Benton, Illinois, and Randall College, somehow make it to Mayo Clinic? I don't know. And I answered that question the same way I did today as I did that back then. It's only by the grace of God. Only by the grace of God was I able to make it there. But during my time at Mayo Clinic, I literally worked with doctors from all over the world. We took care of patients from all over the world. The team and I worked with took care of many celebrities, many world dignitaries, names I'd love to tell you, but as you know, that would get me in trouble. But it was great. I would often look at the state-of-the-art facilities, the huge medical campus, and again, just wonder, how did you get here? And again, only by the grace of God was I able to go there. It was really a great experience. And so I look back at my 5 years at Mayo Clinic with fondness and with gratitude. After my residency, I was offered a position to stay on staff there and practice. And I was torn really whether to stay there and work or to come back closer to home. Tara and I had a desire to do both. We had a desire to do both. But home ultimately won. And I must say that my dad and my Uncle Jerry are two of the most persistent and persuasive people you'll ever meet in your life. And so after my residency, we returned home to Mount Vernon, and I joined Mid-America Radiology. That was a local group of radiologists with Jerry. And Jerry and I worked together for the past 23 years now. And it's been a true blessing to have someone you trust completely working by your side every day. It's been a real joy to work with him each day. And though there are days that I wonder what my career would look like after 23 years at Mayo Clinic, I must say that my dad and Jerry were right as they usually are, and I'm glad they persuaded me to return home. We've both been blessed to serve this area and give back to a region that's given us so much. I'm grateful for the start of this long career that began here at Randall College. I want to encourage the administration, the faculty, and the staff to keep working hard to make opportunities available for the next generation of students. This place is a hidden gem. I'd love to see more people take advantage of all this place has to offer. I'm proud to be a warrior. I'm proud to be part of this community, and I'm deeply grateful for this recognition. Thank you tonight. Thank you for this night and the lifelong connection that we have. May God bless you.
Well, you've had the short talk. So now we'll get going here. Ryan never did know that one time the Mayo Clinic called down and asked to speak with Dr. Willis, and they transferred the phone to me and said, well, you're about through with your Southern Illinois experience and ready to come back up here and take over the ablation program? I said, no, and don't ever call me again. So I'm sorry, but in point of fact, it might be that I say, I think you've got the wrong Dr. Willis. So they asked to tell a little bit about ourselves. So I'm Dr. Jerrold Willis, and I'd first like to say it's an honor to stand before you as a recipient of this award, along with Ryan. And I've been a diagnostic and interventional radiologist here for more than 44 years, and only got one to go. So, and after practicing a decade in Macomb, Illinois, which is a place you can't get to from here or anywhere, but I came down here to be closer to family, and shortly after being here for a few years, Ryan came, and it's been great, as he said, to be able to practice together. My journey in higher education started right here at Randall College. At that time, the classes were held in a variety of places, whether it be the basement of a church, of an old church, or other old building, or we'd share it with the high school.
So I was in the last class to attend at the old campus, and the first class that graduated from this new campus. And so it was a great thing coming down to the new campus. It's a big change, but it's like everything old. I like old things, I really do. And so, but I certainly was happy to be in a new campus and not have to go through the walk across as much as we did up there. I was blessed to grow up with strong Christian parents and a loving family of 7 children. Tonight with me are 2 of my siblings, Jill Butler and her husband Dick Butler, my brother Jamie Willis and his wife Joy, friends John and Linda McNeil, and of course there in the back is my wife Debbie. So glad to be with them. You might wonder what happened to the other 5 kids, well, or 4 kids. Well, 2 are gone, and 2 are too far away to be here tonight. So anyway, both our parents graduated or got their education through the GI Bill. Our mother got her RN degree, planning to be a wartime nurse in World War II, but the war ended before she finished, so she got her free education. My dad was going to be an accountant at the University of Tennessee, training there. When he went into the war, he became a B-25 pilot in the Pacific Theater, and he was so impressed with a guy that the old man of the group, probably 23 years old, one of the older pilots. He was an engineer, and so Dad developed a love for engineering and decided that's what he wanted to do, and he came back, went to the University of Arkansas because he had a job with his brother-in-law, who was was a fighter pilot in World War II. But he had a job, and that's where he met our mother, when he was wiring at the hospital, making some extra money, and Mom was an RN there, and that's how they met. So after that, they got married eventually, and life took them from Arkansas to Ohio to several different places in eastern Kentucky, and then West Virginia, and then finally to Benton. And with John and me, we'd never left home. Home left us. Everybody moved away except us. And so John and I stayed behind, and we're here at Randall College. A significant part of my life story, though, is my wife, Debbie. I met her on the first day of first grade, no kindergarten in eastern Kentucky, where we were. And she was the prettiest thing I saw in that entire class. So I wanted to let her know I liked her. So when she was running by, I would grab her hair. And when we were standing in line for the cafeteria, I'd say, "Excuse me, may I get in front of you? Excuse me, may I get in front of you?" And I'd end up standing behind her. And she let me know in later years that was never appreciated. But it was the best I could do at the time. So by the time I got into 2nd grade, our families were close. We were shopping over in a little town of Whitesburg, Kentucky, and I told her mother, I still remember standing on the sidewalk and telling Mildred, "I'm going to be your son-in-law." It took a few years to get there, but it happened. And so our families were close, Debbie's parents and ours. And on most Saturdays, Ezra Mitchell, another friend, and Debbie's dad, Kay, which is short for Kanoa, which is our youngest son's name. But anyway, so Ezra, Kay, and Dad would work on the tired old school bus, which had to make a Sunday school run the next morning. And the mothers would visit and cook, and the kids were all playing. So that was just a wonderful time. But tonight I'd like to thank all of you who support Randall College, the past and current students, the faculty, and just all the community support that comes to this college. I was pleased to see the names of dear friends. I won't name them all, but Dr. Mary Kay Witches Bington. I can't even say her name with her last name. I can say Mary Kay Witches easy, but Bington. She was an honoree, and so was Laird Wisely, another friend, and Bob Brown, and just multiple others. It's impressive and humbling to be honored with them. But Randall College has served generations of students, young people beginning their careers, people learning just for the sake of learning, people who are trying to change careers and also even serve students from out of state. And my earnest prayer is that for every one of them to have a life of fulfillment and success. And I think that Rend Lake College has certainly been the launching point for me. It enabled me to do, I couldn't go, I had to have a job. Like I said, family moved away. My parents were not that well to do at that time. They ended up doing well. But at that time, I had to get it together myself. So I worked in the mines and went to school full time. I never did get involved in much of the way of the social activities because I didn't have the time to do that. Full-time work and full-time school was enough. But so one of my sons, though, did attend here and play baseball. And my wife, Debbie, and our mother, Isla and Debbie had art classes and also did some fitness. So one day, to get to the fitness class, you had to go through the gym. So they're walking through the gym to get to the fitness center, and there's Jeremy, our son, out there playing a little pickup game of basketball. And they didn't want to embarrass him, but they just gave a little gentle wave to let him to say hi. Jeremy was just a lot like Ryan. Ryan's a lot like Jeremy. They weren't going to notice each other. He wasn't going to notice. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But at any rate, Jeremy just ignored them. He didn't want to be embarrassed in front of his friends. Well, at any rate, so then they left and went back and went across the road to Blake Burton's, where they often ate lunch. And Mom and Debbie both got so tickled because the guy that had ignored them, pretty soon they saw his face pressed up against the glass at Blake Burton's to see if he could get a free lunch. So, the education I received here has prepared me exceptionally well, or did prepare me. I held great respect and fond memories of instructors, such as, and a lot of these, unless you're really old, a lot of you people aren't going to know these names, but these were great people. William Myers, Dr. Eugene Estes, Dr. Barbara Luxinger, Wayne Arnold, Richard Parashone, and one of my favorites, John Tiger Jack Traver. Tiger Jack had a habit of saying words. He didn't say words, he said letters. And then when he said these letters, he would immediately follow it with the sentence that went with that. And that always maybe I'm easy to impress, but that certainly impressed me. IELTTOTTJ. I especially like that trick of Tiger Jack Traver, but he could do it like that, not like me. I just write it down. So before medical school, I worked many jobs, whether it be delivering newspapers, stocking shelves, Kroger's, delivering appliances, hooking up stoves. You know, I thought that was a mistake. Teenage boy out hooking up gas stoves, but they worked with me, so I guess I did it. No one ever had a fire. Pumping gas back in the day when it was full service, and you check the oil, wash the windshields. I can still remember the little old ladies missed a spot, so go back and clean it. And I thought I was doing pretty well. But my last job was working in the coal mines. I left the mine on a Friday, and 3 days later, I started medical school. Came back on top for the last time. Most people in the mines had a nickname like Fig or Hard Luck. Mine was Brain Surgeon. Never had any desire to do that. But throughout my career, I've been blessed to work with outstanding individuals. Some names that come to mind: Mike Warren, Gary Price, Monica Heinzman, Jenny White, and Nate Burgess, and so many others. We can't say them all. And so many dedicated doctors and nurses. It was just a blessing to work with them. And as I was talking with some friends earlier during the meal, sometimes you think that, I can do this and that. Yeah, you can, but you better have some people with you that know what they're doing, because you can't do it alone, and you can't do it as well. So anyway, I've just been blessed. And when in the process of taking care of people through the years is what has certainly been a blessing to me, is seeing people that I know and then getting to know some people I didn't know. I've never forgotten the time I was walking in to do a short procedure, and this shriveled up old guy says, "Hi, Jerry." And I said, "Hey, nice seeing you." I had no idea who he was. And I said, "I'll come out and visit with you in a minute." And when I went inside, I had 2 techs, thank goodness. I asked one of them to go out and figure out who this guy was. That was back in the day when you still had their chart with them. And came back out, turns out it was my high school classmate. He looked like, when I was going by, he looked like he was 65, and we were 40. But it turns out it was just because he was feeling bad. I went out and visited with him, and I've seen him many times since, and he doesn't look like that. But just at that time, I was just amazed. But I was going, wow. I was thinking, did I look that old? Maybe now. But taking care of people has been fun. I've gotten to know people. I still remember, I'll say their names. I don't think there's any problem with this. Audrey Lehman and Mrs. Plumley. They were 2 kind ladies that would always ask a cold, wet newspaper boy if he wanted to come in and warm up in the depth of winter. And so then I got to see them as patients, and we visited, and so I really appreciated them. And then got to know other people. Sometimes I would do ongoing care for someone, like this young lady. I say young, she was 40. She was getting younger all the time, still younger than I. But at any rate, she knitted knitted blankets for rhinos. So I just, at any rate, for me, it was fun to get to know people. So I'm grateful for the support that all the people here show for Rend Lake College. By supporting Rend Lake College, you have provided the launch pad for my career and so many others, including these current students and the things that they're going to be doing. And I thank you for investing, and that's the important thing, is investing in this school, because it allows people to come, get an education, move forward, and not be anchored by a tremendous debt. And I have friends that have sent their children to schools that are $50,000 and $60,000 a year, which is mind-boggling to me, but they've done it. But it was just the value of this education. I will say this, to echo what Ryan said about going to medical school. I thought I would just walk into medical school. I didn't think it was going to be easy, but I thought, surely if I can do work full-time and school full-time, this is going to be easier. Well, not so much. It took a long time. But again, I thank you, and I just want to stress the importance of this college to our region, as it provides this high-quality education to provide a strong base for all these students. And thank you all again, and thank you for the honor of honoring me with this award. Appreciate it very much.
Good evening. It is my honor to announce the recipient of the 2025 Rend Lake College Foundation Presidential Award. This award recognizes those whose service, leadership, and generosity have a lasting mark on our college and the communities we serve. This year's honoree is an exceptional leader, an advocate for education, a steadfast partner to Rindlake College, and a champion for rural health care. Mr. Randall Dauby. Randy is well known across Illinois, and this year his leadership received national recognition when Becker's Hospital Review named him one of the 118 rural hospital and health system CEOs to know in 2025. His words from that article resonate deeply with all of us who work in community-serving organizations. He said, quote, "Nothing is more rewarding than when the work that you do makes a positive impact on the lives of others," end quote. And for more than 40 years, Randy has done exactly that. As CEO of Pinckneyville Community Hospital, Randall leads a healthcare organization that has expanded services, upgraded facilities, and earned prestigious recognition, including a 5-star rating from the National Rural Rating System, the Illinois Rural Health Association Administrator of the Year Award, and the Performance Leadership Award. Randy's impact extends far beyond healthcare. He promotes Rindlake College and our partnership with Pinckneyville Community Hospital, both locally and statewide. He understands that strong healthcare and higher education go hand in hand, and he never misses an opportunity to highlight the value of the college, our programs, and our students. Randy has partnered with Rindlake College on grant opportunities, always seeking ways to strengthen both institutions and create new pathways for students to succeed. One of the efforts he supported was bringing the South Central Illinois Area Health Education Center, also known as AHEC, to Pinckneyville Community Hospital, which has become a vital partner to the college. Through this collaboration, Rindlake College students benefit from scholarships and donations of equipment and supplies, as well as recruitment of our youth into healthcare careers through allied health summer camps. All of these are investments in the future healthcare workforce of Southern Illinois. Randy also brings Rindlake College trainers into Pinckneyville Hospital so their employees can access professional development delivered by our local instructors. This partnership strengthens the hospital and strengthens our programs, an example of true community collaboration. He and his team have been allies for our Murphy Wall Pinckneyville campus, working to increase its usage, visibility, and value within the community. A great need of the college where Randy always steps in and helps without hesitation is opening the doors of Pinckneyville Hospital to our students. Under his leadership, the hospital provides clinical opportunities for students in phlebotomy, nursing and nursing assistant, radiologic technology, and medical coding. These real-world clinical sites are essential to student success, program quality, and workforce preparation. And Randy has always ensured that our students are welcomed, supported, and given every opportunity to grow. Since joining the Rindlake College Foundation Board of Directors in 2020, Randall has been a tremendous asset. He and his wife, Cretia, support our students through the Randall and Cretia Dauby Annual Scholarship. His readiness to collaborate reflects not only his leadership capacity, but the deep respect he holds for Rindlake College and its mission. Randall's leadership is rooted in service, partnership, and a genuine belief that rural communities deserve the very best, and that is exactly what he gives every day. Randy, on behalf of Rindlake College, the Board of Trustees, the Foundation Board of Directors, and our students, you have our deepest gratitude. It is an honor to present you with the 2025 Rindlake College Foundation Presidential Award.
Yeah, you always said at a awards banquet like this, I wonder who's getting that this year. So it's wow. I'm astonished. Growing up in rural Illinois, Southern Illinois has been always my life. I know I worked at McLeansboro Hospital for many years, and when I left there, I kind of, where's my next trail going to take me? And it took me only about an hour
15 minutes from where I lived, and I've always been in Southern Illinois. And I love rural health care. I love my job so much, and I just like listening to that, like, wow, I do all that? It's a great thing. And while I didn't graduate from Rend Lake, I took many courses from Rend Lake. You know, you never know where life is going to take you. I went to University of Illinois after high school. This is not the place for me. I came back and I got classes here at Rend Lake back when they didn't have dual credits. I came during high school, my junior, senior year, and took chemistry and so many courses during that time. I look back and say, man, if I had dual credits, look where you'd be today. But I think all my fellow co-workers, and we have a great hospital, and just thank you very much.
Let me just start by saying, and I know I speak for Rend Lake College Foundation Board, Rend Lake College Board of Trustees, and the RLC faculty and staff. We are so very proud of all of our honorees tonight. This is a night to celebrate. This night would not be possible without our steadfast sponsors, People National Bank and Egmeyer Associate Architects. So thank you. I'm proud to share that the state of Rend Lake College Foundation is strong and focused. This year we have strengthened communication, increased donor engagement, and placed a greater emphasis on transparency and strategic growth. We continue expanding scholarship support, emergency aid, such as a donation towards the RLC food pantry when our students needed it the most. And we also have been focused on student-centered initiatives that remove barriers and open doors. Our mission remains at the heart of everything we do, to create opportunities for every Rend Lake student to thrive. And that mission succeeds because of you, our advocates, our partners, and our supporters. Your investment creates momentum. Your belief in education fuels transformation. You are the ones who illuminate futures. Tonight's theme reminds us of two powerful ideas: legacy, the lasting impact we create through our generosity and actions, and leadership, the choices we make each day to lift others up and strengthen our community. As we gather around good food, good company, and good stories tonight, let us remember the Rend Lake College Foundation is not just an organization. It is a force for opportunity. It is a keeper of stories. It is a bridge between our past and our future. And it is, above all, a community of leaders committed to leaving something better behind. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for believing in Rend Lake College Foundation and the college and our students and the power of legacy. Together we are, and we will continue to illuminate futures. So with that, I'm going to introduce Jessica Jakonich for our Student Spotlight.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce this year's Student Spotlight, an aspiring Radiologic Technology student whose dedication, curiosity, and compassion already shine brightly. in a field where science, technology, and patient care come together in a remarkable way. This student has demonstrated a drive that reflects the very best of our future healthcare professionals. As they walk the path illuminated by leaders like tonight's honorees, they remind us that the future of radiology and of healthcare is full of possibility and innovation. Please welcome me in joining Amelia LaMont.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to begin by sharing the unexpected and honestly slightly chaotic story of how I discovered my calling as a radiologic technologist. Picture this. It's my freshman year of high school, and for reasons I still can't fully explain, I enrolled in a biomedical sciences class. After a few weeks, our teacher told us about a club called HOSA, Health Occupation Students of America. Now, I wasn't exactly loving this class, so I certainly wasn't looking to do more of it outside of school. But my best friend Callie's mom happened to be good friends with the teacher, so we joined. A couple months later, another girl, not someone I was even close to, asked if I'd join her in competing at the HOSA conference in Springfield. I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I said yes. We ended up placing 17th out of 20 people. And honestly, I think the judges might have been generous. At the end of the year, my teacher asked if I'd like to be the parliamentarian of HOSA, and because I'm someone who struggles with saying no, I agreed. But something happened that year. I started to get to know everyone, and I went back to the conference. And even though I lost again, somehow I still walked away winning because I had fallen in love with HOSA. By senior year, I was president and full of big plans. At the next conference, while wandering around looking at all the projects, I spotted a poster board describing a career I'd never really thought about, Radiologic Technologist. When we got home, I dug deeper. The more I learned, the more it clicked. This was the path for me. Now, my best friend's mom, Bria Robinson, had been telling us about this career for years. She did the job herself and is now the Dean of Allied Health. But I guess sometimes you have to hear something 15 times before it finally sinks in. Looking back, it's clear. God had a plan for me all along. I just wasn't paying attention. Next week, I am finishing my first semester in the RadTech program, and I absolutely love it. I know I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, and somehow all the pieces of my future keep falling into place, including being selected to speak tonight. It is an incredible honor to stand here, especially in front of our two honorees who inspire every student at Rend Lake College. Speaking of inspiration, I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude. It is truly a blessing to have people in our community who are willing to give, whether it's their time, their encouragement, or their financial support, so that students like me can continue our education with confidence and hope. The scholarships I've been awarded have done so much more than simply lighten a financial burden. They have given me room to breathe, room to grow, and room to fully invest myself in the program that I love. Instead of worrying about how I'm going to afford my classes, my books, or the resources I need, I'm able to pour my energy into becoming the best future radiologic technologist I can be. That peace of mind is not a gift I take lightly. But the impact goes beyond the practical side. Knowing that there are people who believe in me, people who don't even know me personally, but still choose to invest in my future, has been incredibly motivating. It reminds me that I'm not walking this journey alone. There is a whole community standing behind me, cheering me on, and hoping to see me succeed. And that kind of support stays with you. It pushes you to work harder, dream bigger, and hold yourself to a higher standard because you want to honor the people who have placed faith in you. To everyone who has helped make these scholarships possible, to the donors, the sponsors, the faculty and staff who work tirelessly to connect students with opportunities, and all those who believe in the power of education, thank you. Your generosity is not just changing lives, it's shaping futures, opening doors, and creating possibilities where there might once have been obstacles. And to everyone who has supported me personally along the way, my mentors, my teachers, and my family, thank you for lifting me up, guiding me, and reminding me of what I'm capable of. I truly wouldn't be standing here without you. Your kindness has made a profound impact on my life, and I hope one day I can pay that blessing forward. Thank you.
case you were wondering, I definitely drew the short straw tonight to have to follow that speech. Thank you, Amelia. Good evening to our distinguished board members, generous major donors, dedicated college and faculty staff, and all our friends of Rend Lake College. Tonight is about celebration and shared accomplishment. While we've enjoyed a wonderful dinner and heard from inspiring voices this evening, I am honored to lead the portion of the program where we celebrate and wrap up a journey we started here together 3 years ago, and that journey is the game plan. The theme of this evening is Illuminating Futures, and there is no better example of that vision coming to life than the success of the game plan. And the vision was clear: to transform the opportunities we offer our students, enhance our community resources, and to provide our student athletes with a first-class facility that they deserve. When we first launched the campaign in December of 2022, the challenge was significant: to raise $2 million of a $6.6 million project to renovate the existing 32,000 square feet of Waugh Gymnasium and build approximately 5,500 square feet of additional space for a new entryway and lobby, concessions, and athletic training room, new restrooms, and office space. We presented a vision for a new, modern facility, a place where dreams could be built, skills honed, and futures launched. Over these past 36 months, we have watched that vision take shape. We progressed from architectural drawings and blueprints to a groundbreaking ceremony in October of '24, the walls going up, the roof going on, to announcing in December of 2024 that we had met 80% of our fundraising goal, to many of you walking through one of the new entrances tonight. Each step of construction has been a testament to not just to physical progress, but to the collective belief in the power of education right here in Southern Illinois. The heroes of this story are right here in this room tonight. You believed in the mission, you trusted our commitment, and you gave with inspiring generosity, not only through your financial gift, but through your time and your talents. So tonight, I am thrilled to share the final results of the game plan campaign. We set that ambitious goal of $2 million, the largest capital campaign ever for the Rend Lake College Foundation, a figure that felt daunting when we first etched it on paper. Thanks to all of you, every donation, every pledge, every hour of support, we didn't just meet our goal, but we exceeded it. I am proud to announce that the game plan officially raised a total of $2,028,000. That total speaks volumes about the spirit of the Rend Lake College community. While we are celebrating a collective victory, that victory was made possible by incredible lead gifts. We must acknowledge partners like Banterra Bank with their lead gift of $1 million. And the list of generous partners, and Deaconess, Illinois, with their $250,000 donation towards a new athletic training room. And the list of generous partners continues. Each year throughout our campaign, we have recognized new major donors who have committed to being a part of the game plan. I am pleased to share that there are now 40 major donors participating in this project. A major donor is someone who has given $5,000 or more to our campaign. These individuals and organizations that I am about to name have stepped up this past year to help meet and exceed our fundraising goal. If those I call would please stand to be recognized and accept a small token of our appreciation of your MVP support, someone will come to you with your award. And audience, I would ask that you hold your applause until I've listed all the names. Oasis Sports, being accepted by Bryce Cabanis. Megan Kern Williams, being accepted by Pat Kern. Lori Ragland. Franklin Hospital, being accepted by Jim Johnson. Wes Shum, Edward Jones. Troy Williams, Edward Jones. Cindy Korn Bodner. Randall Shively, the McClure Modelmog family. Brad and Susan Gazelle, and Lee and Jackie Wyatt. I would also like to express my gratitude to 3 key individuals whose effort have ensured we would cross that finish line successfully. These are the true boots on the ground whose dedication have made this achievement possible. The first, Donnie Millenbein. Donnie, yeah, he just Donnie is our Dean of Facilities Management and Campus Operations. While overseeing construction projects falls within Donnie's official purview, his commitment goes beyond his job description. Most don't witness the countless extra hours he invests behind the scenes, seamlessly accommodating the diverse needs of contractors, vendors, coaches, donors, and the foundation team. Donnie has had the unique challenge of negotiating between architects who speak blueprint, coaches who speak championship, and a foundation team that speaks urgency. And he's kept all of us happy. Donnie approaches every request with a can-do attitude, never a complaint, and always a solution. Donnie, thank you. Next, Nathan Wheeler. Nathan is our Director of Marketing and Communications. If Nathan had $1 for every marketing request we've sent his way over the past 3 years, flyers, booklets, logos, invitations, more booklets, he would be able to retire today. His responsiveness and creative support have been instrumental to our campaign's visibility and success. Beyond marketing, Nathan designed the new gym floor and continues to shape other areas of the space with his design expertise. Nathan, thank you for making us look so good and leaving a lasting mark on our campus. And last but certainly not least, Pat Kern. Pat is a member of our Rend Lake College Foundation Board as a director, and she co-chaired the Game Plan Capital campaign. I wish I could bottle up Pat's incredible energy and enthusiasm. She consistently demonstrates an eagerness to put in the time and effort required to achieve the Rend Lake College Foundation's mission. Since taking on the co-chair role for the game plan in late 2022, she has never wavered, navigating the complexities of the ambitious project with passion and drive. Pat, while I'm unsure what you'll do with all your free time once we officially wrap this up, we sincerely hope you continue to share your passion with Rend Lake College Foundation. Thank you. So my words can describe the journey, but progress is best shown. So I would like to share with you a short video highlighting the transformation of our new facility to date. Please turn your attention to the screen for a sneak peek at the future of the James Hummer Waugh Gymnasium at the Rend Lake College Banterra Sports Complex.
Welcome to the game plan.
3, 2, 1.
My wife Donna and I are proud and honored and blessed to be able to financially commit.
First, I'd like to draw everybody's attention to the back of your program. The major donors up to this point, you'll notice all those who have an asterisk by them are alumni.
My name is Trish Reed, and I am part of the game plan.
It is a partnership, it's teamwork. How could you not want to support Rend Lake? And if you look at the history of Rend Lake, what it's done for our area, it's important that we continue to try to make Rend Lake even a bigger, important part of the community.
Everything will be new and look nice and fresh and up to date.
On behalf of Deaconess, Illinois, I'm proud to announce a $250,000 sponsorship for the renovation of the athletic training room at Waugh Gymnasium. In Deaconess, Illinois, we are thrilled to be a part of a contributor in this broader effort.
Okay, this is the current athletic department offices here. These are going to be redone and become part of the new men's home team locker room. This will be the dressing area for the team. And then a lot of this wall here will be taken out. So the new entryway into the gym, spectators, when they come in, they'll be able to see out into the gym. This end of the existing locker room area will be kind of a mirror image of what we just saw on the other end, only this will be for our women's basketball team. Okay, this is the officials' locker room currently, and we will move the officials' dressing area down to the floor level.
One, two, three, game plan!
Incredible, isn't it? And this final slide says it all. Mark your calendars. The Rend Lake College Foundation is excited to announce the official ribbon cutting and open house for our new facility will be held February 11th, 2026. We eagerly await the moment we can welcome you all back to campus to personally tour the results of your immense generosity. Because of your generosity and leadership, the future of every warrior who walks through those new doors is significantly brighter. Thank you all again for your unwavering support, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Before I turn the mic back over to Tony to finish up the night, I just wanted to recognize him. Tony is a board director on our foundation and serves as the chair. He's a board trustee and serves as a secretary, and he's always willing to step up and help us with our events. Anything we have, he's there and shows us the support, and we appreciate it, Tony. Thank you.
All right. Would you raise your hand if you have been inspired by your speakers this evening? See, you can still do it, I promise. I want to say congratulations to Dr. Ryan Willis, Dr. Jerry Willis. We are certainly inspired, and I'm thankful to be a part of a community that you are a part of as well. And we're glad to honor you tonight. And to Amelia, I believe that your circle of mentors, your circle of influence around you has grown immensely tonight. We can't look more forward than to see your future illuminate brightly. Okay? We've got one piece of business left before we can send you home for Christmas. As you can see, our painting is making its way up here. Thank you, Natalie Hensley, for your work this evening. We're going to put you on stage. We're going to put this on video so you all will be able to see up close as to, see if we can see that. There we go. All right. I promise you, if you raise your hand long enough, you'll be able to have this painting.
It's made out of real wood. Real wood. Wood. It's not just a canvas.
And it won't be finished tonight. I take it home and put in another 10 to 15 hours on it, and I can customize it any way you like. That's all.
I will share a brief customization story. I had the pleasure of winning one of the Natalie Hensley originals at a CEO event, and it was a portrait of the Granada, and she was able to take that home and add just a little of personalization to that, and it hangs in my office, and I will tell you that is a point of conversation for all of the folks that come in there. So if you're picturing something like this in your home or office, I assure you that it will be a conversation starter, and you will have the opportunity to share your interest and support of Rend Lake College along the way. So what we're going to do, we're going to auction this, okay? And so I am not a professional auctioneer. This is a room relatively large, okay? The lighting is somewhat dark, okay? All of you are kind of wearing red and black, okay? So if this is an interest of yours, I want to see you, I want to hear you. Yell out to me, make sure that I don't give you or miss an opportunity for you to take this home. I personally will begin at $100 for this painting. Is anybody else? How about 150? Can I get 150? There we go. Will, I got 150 over here. I know where you sit, Will, so let me get a little closer so I can see you. I got 150 over here. Can I get 200? Can I get 200? I got 200 at the same table. How about 250? Did you say it was real wood? It's not just a canvas? Okay.
It's not done yet either.
There could be some personalization to it, and she'll just throw that in for free, okay? I'm at 200. Can I get 250? I got 250 in the front. How about 300? Can you hear me in the back? I'm curious. Okay. I got 250 at front. Can I get 300? Can I get 300? I got 300 over here. Can I get 350? Will, I'm in for 350, okay? Can I get 400? Can I have a place that this will go. How about 400? I got 400 in the front. How about 450? I got 400 in the front. Can I get 450? I got 450 over here. I know I saw all of you kind of do this earlier. It's not a problem. All right, I will in for 450. Can I get 500? Make it a nice round 500. Be a great Christmas gift for somebody. How about 500? Do I remind you that Rend Lake College Foundation is a 501c3 and may or may not be deductible on your tax return? Can I get 500? I got 500 in the front. How about 550? Crickets, I got 500 in the front. How about 550? I'm not going to do this all night. 550? Personalization, tax deductible? No? All right, I'm going to let this go at 500. 500 going once. 500 going twice. Sold $500. Mr. Stephen Tate. Stephen, you may want to consult your tax advisor if you'll be able to talk to them. Okay. I think so too. Listen, this concludes our evening. We have some very beautiful trees that are arranged throughout the event center. If you would like to have your picture made in front of it and want to go to social media and tag that picture, please tag Rend Lake College as part of it. Let the community, the social media community, know that you were at Rend Lake College and you support this organization. If you don't support this organization and you're inspired to do so, I might know a couple of people you need to talk to, okay? Listen, thank you all so much for spending your Thursday evening here at Rend Lake College. We are so honored and grateful for your support, for your presence, and certainly for your donations along the way. Merry Christmas to all of you, and may you be safe getting home tonight. God bless.